Hey there, welcome. It's Karen Lanoux from No Limits Businesswoman, and I'm feeling a little saucy today. So, thank you for being here. I'm really glad that you're here. So, what our topic today is being in choice, and why does it matter to my work life? Okay. So look, if you are a go-getter, if you were a high achiever, if you're a businesswoman and you were used to getting your way and it's not happening anymore, then you're in the right place. Because this, again, what I do, well, not again, if you haven't heard me before, and this is your first time hearing me or, witnessing me, again, my name's Karen Lanoux from No Limits Businesswoman, and I am a success accelerator. I help women in business get further faster than they could on their own, and further and faster than they could have ever imagined. And so I'm so glad that you're here. Hey Val, so glad that you're here. Welcome. As I say, I'm feeling a little saucy today, and I have this. This is my mom's cane. And it's always in my office. It's just behind a door and I never really see it, but saw it today. It actually used to be my grandfather's cane as well. So I don't know why. I just feel like, I don't know. It's kind of like I want to hook, I used to pull people off the stage. That's maybe how I feel like what I want to do today, but maybe it's me. Anyways, obviously saucy and silly. So, again, today we're talking about being in choice. Why does it matter to my work life? Well, here's the thing. One of the things that I talk about with my clients all the time is, what I'm helping them to do is actually become more aware of their circumstances, more aware of what's going on, so they can tap into their intuition. They can tap into that gut feeling and believe it and feel it and see it. But what happens is that when we're tapping into our environment, so in our work life, whether we're in business or whether we are working for somebody else, there's things going on. And so there's lots of times when we think, oh, I wish this was different. But when we're wishing things were different, we're actually not tapping into what is, because we're not actually being present. We're focused now on what, on a future, that we want. And look, it's very valuable to do that as well. But what I want you to do, again, I teach my clients to do, is start to become aware of what is going on around you right now, what's happening, and then not to take it personally. Because here's the thing, when we take things personally, then all this garbage starts to show up in our head, and we start to self-sabotage. We start to get overwhelmed. We start to procrastinate. We start to think we're not good enough. There's just all this stuff that starts to go on because we're assessing the stuff, the things that we're aware of in our environment, and we're starting to give it meaning, as opposed to actually just thinking of it as just information. Everything that's going on around us, all the feedback that we're getting, is our business working? Great. If that's information. If it's not working, great. That's information. If we're not getting the promotion that we want, great. That's information. If we did really good at an interview and got a job, that's great. Or a promotion, great. That's information. So it's great information, because then that allows us to be in choice. So when we're in choice, we can actually then pick and choose things, so to see if they're in alignment with what we do want. So we can then start creating the future that we want. So being in choice is absolutely crucial. But if you ask people, if you think about how you think about your life and your work, so often we're thinking that I don't have a choice. This is just the way it is. I don't know what else to do. This is the way things work here. I don't have a choice. I've made a choice. Even worse, I've made a choice, and now I have to live by it. I made my bed, I gotta lie in it. BS. Okay? BS. We can change our minds anytime. That's our prerogative. That's what being here and assessing what's going on, and having that ability to assess what's going on, again, by being aware. by taking in that information, assessing it, and then making a choice. Now, sometimes we make choices and they're bad choices. My first husband, his ears must ring a lot. Anyways, it was a good time. It was a good choice at the moment. It was the right choice for me at the moment. But then over time, I became aware of the situation and it was not working anymore. Okay. It was not working. We were not a great fit anymore. Then started to assess and then took in that information and didn't make it mean something about me as if, well, actually I did for a long time, which was a huge mistake. But started to kind of take in that information and go, oh, okay, what am I going to do about this? Starting to assess this now, right? And then starting to make a choice. And my choice at that moment was to leave. But we can do that. Same thing. I did this in one of my jobs. Became aware that, okay, the contract that I'm working on is now going from implementation into maintenance. And that's not my thing, right? I was great at implementing things. It's great at getting things started, but the long-term maintenance stuff, not my bag, right? So then really started to take in that information, became aware of it and made an assessment and was in choice. Made the choice then actually to start my business. That was 12 years ago. Never looked back, okay? This is what we can do every day in our life. But the fact of the matter is that most people don't do this. We don't know that we have a choice. We don't know that we can change our minds. And maybe we know intellectually, but we don't do that. We don't feel like we can. We feel obligated. And I can tell you, feeling obligated to something is a death knell, right? It's a death knell in your business. It's a death knell in your job if you feel obligation. Being in choice, though, when you can make a choice like, okay, yes, I'm going to choose to be here. I'm going to choose to be happy. I'm going to choose to go after that promotion. I'm going to choose to take that feedback and not accept it as something that's real, right? Or that is relevant to me. I'm going to consider the source. It's all just information, okay? So it's just making sure that you start to become really aware of this. Awareness is the key, and then assessing that it's just information, and then being in choice. So when you're in choice, again, what happens now is that you can assess about what you're doing right now, and assess is this thing actually working for me? Or is it not working with me? Or this opportunity that comes up, is this something that's actually in alignment with where I want to go? If it is, awesome, make the choice. But don't say, I can't change. Don't say, I don't have any choice in this matter. Even by choosing to stay where you are, that's still a choice. Okay? If you're in a crappy situation, it's not working for you, the day after day, you make that choice to stay there. It's your choice. But when we say, well, I don't have a choice, I've got to pay my bills, I've got to do this, I've got to do that. Yes, you do. You do have to pay bills. We all have to pay bills. But is there another way? Is there something else that you can do? And until you start to ask yourself those questions, nothing changes and you don't get what you want. So, would you rather have what you want? Or would you rather stay in a sucky situation? I don't know. I don't want to stay in a sucky situation. I want to keep moving. I want to keep growing. With my clients, that's what I want to keep seeing happen. I want to see that growth. That's why they get results. That's why they move faster and further than they ever thought they could. I give them tools, I give them strategies, and those exist. They exist. I mean, look, when I left my husband and I left my job, 12 years ago, when I left my husband much longer ago, I didn't have those tools. But things still worked out. But it took longer than it should have. Way longer than it should have. So, what I'm going to task you with today is start to look around and say, what am I thinking? What am I saying that I don't have a choice in? And actually start to choose. Start to choose the situation. If you're in a great situation, great, keep choosing it. If you're not in a great situation, then choose to change it or choose to stay. And that's okay. It's your choice. But don't say, I don't have a choice. You always have a choice. All right. I will see you next time. Next week, we are going to be talking about, are you visible enough? Okay. Are you visible enough? Are you getting out there? Are you being seen by the people you need to be seen by? If not, come and join me, because often there's, for a lot of people who are not being visible enough, it's because there's fear there. Okay, there's some kind of fear, there's some kind of block there. So let's talk about that next week. Next Monday, right here, same bat station, same bat place, 1 p.m. Pacific. I will see you then. Okay, bye-bye.